So as we dive into the discussion of how can we make effective decisions, we need to first realize and understand what the word decision simply means. When you look it up, the word decision comes from a Latin word descendere. When you look at the word de means off. Decision means to cut off, to cut away, where we derive the word de, which means off. So every time you are making a decision, that means you're cutting away or you're cutting off. From what? From something within you. Mind, heritage, empowering mind. I have one of my mentors once told me that an average human being is a mechanical being. And because we have become mechanical, we want to take our mechanicalism, if that word exists, into our decision making. Yet we know that a mechanical mind cannot make an effective decision. Why? Because it is trapped in three things. The first is your personality. Who are you? What are you made of? Most profoundly, this deals with our religious background. Because if you are maybe a Christian, you want to take decisions in line with Christianity. If you are a Muslim, you want to take decisions in line with Muslim. If you are a Seventh-day Adventist, you want to make decisions in line with your religion, which is Seventh-day Adventist. And this clogs your ability to make effective decisions. Why? Because you are attaching them to your personality. The second is what you have learned. Your experience. Often in time, our decisions are based on our mental experience or on the things that we have learned. For example, if you've learned education, that means most of the decisions you're going to make are going to be in tandem with education. If you have undergone a certain experience, that means every decision you make will be tapping onto that experience so that you can come up with a decision. But is it right? We shall find out as we dive closer, more into this discussion. And the third aspect is that we make decisions based on our imagination. Remember, your imagination either has your past or has the future, your goals, your vision, the things that you intend to have and do in life. So every decision you make is in line with, is it taking me to where I want to go? Is it taking me to my direction? Is it in tandem with my goal, with my vision, with my objective? And this sometimes hinders us from making effective decisions. Why? Because we are tapping onto memory, and memory does not think. More or less, a mechanical mind does not think or cannot make effective decisions. Effective decisions don't come from mechanical mind, but they come from the will. And the will contains your consciousness, your awareness of being, not what you are trapped in, or the experience, your personality, or what you've learned, or your vision, but what do you relate it with? And this has affected the way we make decisions. Think about this. You are driving a manual car, and the other person is driving an automatic car. The person who's driving a manual car will just sit in the car, ignite, and off he goes. The only thing he needs to do is to keep stepping on the accelerator and on the brakes, nothing much, nothing less. And the car will move and take them to their intended destination. But a person who's driving a manual car, this person is conscious from the word go. They are aware of the geography, the landscape of the car from point A to point B, because they know once they are moving, they have to accelerate. They have to brake. They have to balance the clutch. They have to know how to put in the gears if they're on a hill. They know how to remove the gears if they're on a slope. They know how to remove or put when they're on a flat land. And this keeps them aware and conscious of every act, of every action that they do. But the question is, among these two, whom do you think drives best? The challenge we have is that many of us have become passengers in our own cars, other than becoming drivers. We have let that automatic setting take care or take over our consciousness of being. So we fail to decide what decision best suits us. We leave everything to the car to decide. And tomorrow, when our results manifest, we are too fast to judge. Why? Because we did not make that conscious decision or conscious effort to decide exactly on what we want. Think of your mind like an evolving door on this mega building or structure in town. You see, when you get closer to it, there is a door. This door evolves. It has people entering in and it has people going out. And these are different people. And the same thing happens with our brains. We have so much information, so much emotion, so many thoughts that are getting in and getting out to an extent that nobody is managing the door. It is left to the audience. It is left to circumstances to decide for it either to open or to lock. That's why when you make a decision that I want to start eating healthy in the morning, you will do. But in the afternoon, you'll have this voice telling you know what? Take one bite and you'll start in the evening. Once it gets to the evening, another voice will tell you know what? Let's skip today, let's start on tomorrow. The more you proceed, you procrastinate, the more even the other inside voice or inside emotion or inside energy will tell you know what? Anyway, you have already failed. Why continue trying? These are different voices. These are different people that get into your brain that are trying to control you to make decisions. And we have failed to control. Why? Because you think that your decision comes from one person or it comes from a unified I, which is close to impossible. My mentor once told me, he gave us a parable or a scenario of a binary. When you look at the word binary, it comes from a Latin word called binarus. Binarus simply means two. And every time there are two things, they are in conflict. Do you know why? It is either yes or no. It is either me or it is you. Either it is healthy or unhealthy. So these are two parallel forces that are always fighting each other. And that reflects in our way of being. You wake up, you have a positive emotion, you have a positive thought of doing something positive, of thinking something positive. But in the afternoon, there's this other I within you that is negative that comes to supersede this. So the question is, who's opening the door? And the one who opens the door is the most active at that moment. So there is no one unified I. You need to have a threefold, a triad. And a triad is a third force that comes to neutralize these two forces, the two folds. And we are going to jump into and get to understand these three forces. Mind, heritage, empowering mind. So for any decision to arise, there must be three phenomenal principles. The first is the affirmation force. And this is the force that is active within you. It's the force that pushes you to go forward. It is the energy or the force within you that desires, that says yes. Whereas the second voice is the passive voice. More or less, if you want, to call it the denying voice. It is the force, if I want to equate it, I'll equate it to gravity. It keeps on pulling you backwards. It is in hesitation. It is in resistance. And this is the force within you that actually says no to certain things that you put forth that you want to do. And the third force that is the most fundamental force that everybody needs to have in form of coming up with an effective decision is what we call the neutralizing force. This force is sometimes called the neutral force. It does not take sides. It's the force that bridges. It's the force that mediates between the two conflicts. And this is the only force that allows movement. But the question we want to ascertain now is that how can we use these three forces to arrive to an effective decision? Now that you know what a decision means, what it entails, and the forces behind it for it to become effective, join me in my next episode as I deconstruct the three ingredients that can help you nurture and come up with an effective decision after using the active and passive and the neutralization force. And in this episode, we shall discuss 1, the level of commitment. 2, your ability to eliminate. Or how do you manage hesitation, the back and forth, the back and forth. And finally, the third, we will discuss how do you take ownership of the decisions that you make. And in this, I'll also give you a 3 blueprint on how you can harness effective decisions from within that will lead you to come to an effective and affirmed decision that you choose to make. Join me. My name is Gardner. See you in the next episode. Adios. Adios.